Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. So, my sources have leaked to me that Harry and Meghan paid for their Humanitarian of the Year award. Now, I'm not surprised. None of us are surprised that they paid for this because there's nothing humanitarian about Harry and Meghan's actions to date. So, at first, I'm going to cover this article that basically talks about the way in which Harry and Meghan are set to receive Humanitarian of the Year awards by this organization called Project Healthy Minds. Let me just get to the top of it. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to receive Humanitarian Award, which is a complete farce and a joke. But I'm going to read a little bit and then I'm going to conclude with my personal sources and information. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will be honoured with a Humanitarians of the Year award next month. Harry and his wife Meghan will accept the accolade from Project Healthy Minds at the organisation's World Mental Health Day Gala on October 9th in New York, which they will receive in recognition of their work to make the online world safer for families and young people. People magazine reports they're also being honoured for their attempts to advance mental well-being around the world through their non-profit Archwell Foundation and the Parents Network, which they launched in 2023 to support families impacted by online harm. Harry and Meghan, who have Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet together, said in a statement, "Working with families and young people to prioritise safety online has been some of the most meaningful work of our lives. As parents ourselves, blah, blah, blah." Now, my sources have reported and leaked to me that Harry and Meghan have actually made a pledge of £2.5 million to this organisation in order to receive this award, which is not a surprise. I was scrolling my usual Reddit forums this morning, which I absolutely love to do, and I thought that this statement from this person was quite poignant, and this is in regards to Meghan. So this Redditor has said, the most recent video on her Instagram, the still life photos of flowers with dogs on designer plaids or in gardens, plagiarized poetry quotes, messages in faux calligraphy, bottom showing in a thin dress and so on, show publicly what a pointless, empty life she has now. She has nothing left to do but play cards, mahjong, whatever, while getting drunk from wine, which is not her as ever, and putting senseless posts on Insta. She is alone and lonely. She's loathed by her local community, etc., etc. And it goes on there. I'm going to leave it up for you guys to read in your own time. The truth of the matter is that they haven't done anything to earn this award, and there's nothing humanitarian about Harry and Meghan. I would really like to, if I could, possibly speak to the ghost of Queen Elizabeth and the ghost of Prince Philip and get their account of how humane Harry and Meghan was to them in their latter years. I would also love to talk to Thomas Markle, if I possibly could, who has recently, according to sources and reports, been buried in an earthquake. I haven't delved into that story, but Meghan, of course, hasn't made any real effort to reach out to him. I would also like to ask the pertinent question, how humane can you be when you are currently in litigation, active litigation with your half sister, Samantha Markle? And in reference to that, she's demanding that Samantha actually refer to her as the Duchess of Sussex. There's something very cold, stoic, and inhumane about that. I would also like to understand from Harry and Meghan themselves how humane it could possibly be to deny your two young children access to their grandparents. I mean, they have lovely grandparents that they are having no access to, which is only going to be destabilizing for children in general, whose parents are constantly chasing clout, popularity, fame, and headlines. They've literally bunged Lily and Archie with nannies while they try and rectify their damaged PR image, which I'm going to get into later on in this video. And it's just, I mean, it's just astounding. There's nothing humane about them. Meghan has literally severed ties with every family member that you can possibly think of. Doria's no longer on the scene. She's clearly run out of use for her. When you think about it, they're so disingenuous and fake, and that's why I had to dig a lot deeper in order to find out how they exactly scored this award. Outside of Harry and Meghan, I'm just quickly going to touch upon William. So William has made this lovely statement about how he misses the late Queen. So this article by the Daily Mail is titled "William Opens Up About Missing the Queen in Incredibly Candid and Deeply Personal Interview." He's spoken of how much he misses his late grandmother and still senses her presence at Windsor Castle. And for me, he says, Windsor is her. His remarks come in a wide-ranging and at times incredibly candid and deeply personal conversation with actor Eugene Levy. So this docuseries, I believe it's a docuseries, will be streaming on Apple TV later on this week. And it was just rather touching, and I could generally see the pain in his eyes. He's also recently talked about the way in which 2024 was one of the hardest years of his life, obviously regarding Charles and his wife having health struggles and battles. And if anything, I think that he's the person who should be receiving, the best humanitarian of the year award. Harry and Meghan are very much married to just self-congratulating themselves. So I had a little bit of a deep dive into who actually owns this organization, who have essentially embarrassed themselves and discredited themselves by giving Harry and Meghan this fake award completely. I wanted to know who is the CEO. So the CEO is a guy called Phil Shermer, I hope I'm saying that correctly, of Project Healthy Minds, which is the organization who's decided to bestow this gift upon Harry and Meghan. And he has, I can see in his history that he is affiliated with People magazine. He's also affiliated with Hollywood Reporter. Now, we know that People magazine is very favorable towards Harry and Meghan, and I believe personally they have an insider who is backing them. He's also done work with the Obamas, and he looks, of course, like a genuine person. But I really think that them taking this money from the Sussexes, at least they've been pledged, because we know Harry and Meghan haven't even paid up for their property taxes this year as yet. It's still outstanding. I think it's $142,000. Them jumping at this offer to get this money for their organization is it's a bad move on their behalf. This is their website, and it's called Project Healthy Minds. And here they have all of their team members and their staff members here. They have a diversified group of people. I can see people from all different backgrounds on their website. But I just think they've made a poor judgment call, and I do think that the charity overarchingly is going to suffer for this money that they have accepted from Harry and Meghan. So Harry and Meghan are set to make formal speeches, or they're going to be a part of a board of engaging speakers, a panel. They're going to have like a panel group talk, and we know that Meghan really likes to have those so that she can dominate and she can overtake the floor. Of course, per Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's PR request, they are the first two, as you can see here, to be pictured on this World Mental Health Day festival. All congratulatory and grandiose, isn't it? So they're here, as you can see, along with many other moderators and speakers. What can you say? There's nothing humanitarian about Harry and Meghan. On to my personal source. My source has dropped into my DMs, and basically what he has said is that Harry and Meghan have made a formal pledge and promise to pay the grand sum of £2.5 million. Now, they wanted this award in order to get Meghan Markle's public persona, to restore it, so to speak. And they also wanted this award in order to rehash and revitalize her influencer career. Meghan has been struggling, and their relationship with Netflix, at least her relationship with Netflix, has come to an end. The only thing that they have left to offer the Netflix brand is, of course, that docuseries whereby Harry will sell out the rest of the royal firm, and he will also tell from his recollections, his side of the story about when the late Princess Diana passed and how he felt during that emotive time in his life, which was tragic, but it doesn't excuse him of all of his poor behavior. They essentially wanted this award in order to revitalize their public persona and to draw in more sponsorships and more brand deals and to bolster up their popularity, because they're some of the most unpopular people in Hollywood. I'm not surprised. You're not surprised. I personally don't think that they deserve the award. And as I said, this charity is going to suffer tremendously. And it's also been leaked that a lot of backers who were supporting this organization, because this organization is targeted at the Gen Z and millennial population, have actually lost interest in them, and they are pulling their funding sources as a result. They are set to. They don't want to be associated with a charity that is going to associate with people who have treated their elders so poorly. So with all that being said, guys, I'll be back with another video. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this one. I'll be back. Bye, guys.